Speaking, Capital Area Technical Center's video podcast of all things going on at Capital Area Technical Center here in Augusta, Maine. Today I am joined by Mr. Tom Holzwarth. He's our Building Construction Instructor. And Mr. Holzwarth, you've been here, is this your 6th year?
This is my 6th year, and my first year I was Mr. Baker's helper. I was tech support for the last, instructor. Yeah.
Well, that was a good way to get all trained up and ready to take over the program.
Yeah, it was great. And it was a pleasure meeting him and working with him, and he had a great program, so I'm glad I'm continuing it. So.
Excellent. Now, you're pretty humble when it comes to the experience you have in the building construction field. I won't make you talk about everything that you've done in it, but give us some highlights of your career and what you bring to this program.
Well, I've always been very independent. In fact, I taught myself carpentry. I never went to a tech center. I wish I did. But I think my highlights would be my first jobs that I managed or controlled. I mean, I'll never forget the first house I was in charge of building. The first boat they put me in charge of building. So those were like my peak. I'd say my proudest moments. My proudest moments would be that. Just doing that.
So home building and boat building.
Yeah.
What kind of boats are we talking?
Well, the first boat I was in charge of building was an ultralight racer. It was a 40-foot sailboat that was cedar strip on mahogany frame. It was a beautiful boat, and it was a custom boat for a very wealthy man in Rhode Island. And he had an open checkbook, so he'd come in like once every 2 weeks and say, "Tom, what do you think?" And I'd give him my ideas, and he'd let me, incorporate into the boat. So the boat came out beautiful and won races like crazy. So it was like a double thumbs up for me. So.
Wow, it must give you such a sense of pride to see completed projects.
Oh, definitely. The end of a project's the best. It's such a good feeling. It really elevates how you feel, and especially about yourself. It's a lot of self-pride.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
So what can students expect to learn if they take your building construction program?
Well, I've been an employer for years, so I think of how I would want a young person to be introduced working with me. And to me, the most important thing would be safety. So learning how to use the tools, and there's a lot of tools involved in carpentry. So we start with the hand tools and we end up with stationary tools. And we've really increased the amount of shop tools we have in here. So when they leave here, they have a good or an excellent idea of how to use the tools and how to deal with them safely. And to me, that's the first skills you should learn, because every carpenter has to deal with tools, so you have to learn how to use them. So I'd say that would be the key point. And they also get an idea of how to work in a cabinet shop or build homes, or I try to make it as diverse as possible. So.
Wow, sounds excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. What are some students, you've been here 6 years, so some students are working out in the field that have graduated. What are some students doing?
Oh, we have students, in fact I have 2 students coming back for my advisory. And one is a ship fitter up at Iron Works, and the other one is now a boss at a construction company. So he's a lead man already in 2 years, so he's doing really well. We have, I'm going to say about 5 in college from the last 2 years that are going to either Eastern Maine Community College or Southern Maine Community College, and then Central Maine Community College. And everything from house construction to commercial to construction management. We have finished carpenters and cabinet makers, and one that's taking a furniture building course right now. So there's a lot of continuing ed from this class, so it's really good. We've got a really good connection with the schools. So.
Well, and it's a huge demand for people with these
incredible.
skills.
And they're throwing money at these kids coming out of school, either high school or college. So if they're pretty well equipped, boy, they can go right to work and make good money. Really good money. Money I didn't make as a kid, that's for sure.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Still don't.
Yeah,
Working in
that's
school.
right.
So let us know, what do you do when you're not here at school?
I still do carpentry. I love carpentry. So I've got a small shop in Vassalboro that I work at on weekends. I'm still doing light renovations, and because of my age, my body limits me from doing any major work. But I still keep very involved, and I like boating and fishing and all kinds of sports. Yeah, I keep myself busy. Yeah.
Good. And so I'm just going to pick you didn't give us your phone number for your business card with your side business, but I will pick your brain this way. It's springtime, and we're all thinking about doing some home renovation projects. Any advice that you have?
Well, as far as contemporary as times are right now, materials are very, very expensive. They're 3 times what they cost 2 years ago. So good planning to plan a project and start small and complete it would be the best advice I think I could give anybody or get. And so planning, do your homework, make sure you can do the project, watch videos, YouTube. We watch YouTube like crazy in here. And some are good, some are bad, so you have to go through them and see what you like and what you don't like. But start small, and when you finish one, go to the next one. But plan it, makes it easy.
All right, well, that sounds great. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
The other thing I want to ask you about while we're here, where you have a backdrop here, tell us what is behind us.
So we built a tiny home. This is the 3rd year here, which is long, but we've learned so much from this tiny home, and I'm hoping we get to sell it this summer and bring the money back into the program or into the school. But yeah, it was a great project. It was fun. It was all designed by the students. Everything, the whole interior was laid out by students. I helped a little bit. I'd push them one way or the other, and I literally put 5 nails maybe in this. I just showed them how to do it. Everything was done by students. So it's a great project. It is, that's a puffy chest project too, right there. That's something they should be proud of.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I have students saying it's going to be sad to see you go.
Be time for another one.
That's right. So.
All right, well, great. Thanks so much for
you.
joining me today and letting us hear a little bit more about you and what the students are learning in the Building Construction program.
Thank you very much.